Welcome back to school, everybody. As you can see, I'm just comfy on my couch today. I hope you guys are finding a good spot where you can do all of your learning each day. I know I've seen so many pictures of where you guys are sitting in a comfy, cozy spot, and it shows me that you guys are focused and ready to go. I'm so proud of each of you. So we are ready to continue with our at-home learning today. So I want us to stick with our same packet, and just a reminder, we are in our independent study pack and we're on day 3 today. So I put the date at the top because today is Tuesday, April 28th. And I want you guys to go over with me today that we're going to be looking at our reading, our writing, and our grammar together, okay? Now, something about the reading that we need to make sure we keep in mind. The story we're going to be looking at is a build on of the other stories. So if for some reason you skipped the story last week, you need to go back and reread that because we have our same characters and it's going to really help us build on the story. All right? So let's go ahead and let's look at the reading together. So today our learning objective is that we want to be able to recall details from a short passage. So what I've done is I've highlighted the topic and it says remember details. When you remember something, you are recalling it. So a good way that we make sure our brains don't forget what this means is we think about the 5 W's, okay? And the 5 W's really help us think about what the story's about and what's going on. So I want to pull up this quick anchor chart today so that we can review what the 5 W's are. Okay, so good readers are always asking questions or we're always recalling what we've read. And so the 5 W's really are question words. Who is the character? Who is the story about? What is going on? What are they doing? When? When is it? That's important. Is it during the day? What time of day? Is it during a certain time of the? Is it during a month? Is it a certain year? We need to know that. Where? This is the setting. Where are we in the story? And my favorite one is why. And this is a really important one because the why implies that you're thinking about the character's actions. Why are they doing that? That's the who. Why are they there? That's the where. All of these 5 W's connect to the story. So if for some reason today you are thinking, okay, I don't know who the story is about, then what that means is that you need to go back and reread. It means something didn't stick in your brain as you were reading. So the story that you're going to do on your own today is very short. I want you to take a peek at this with me. This story only has 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. And you are going to be thinking about these questions right here. Who, there's a who won the first round of the competition? Okay, so if you don't know who won, you need to go back and find that. So as you guys are finishing up doing your reading today, I want you guys to really think about all of these questions. So I talked about this first one, but look how the next one starts. What was the topic? In what round? That's like a when word. In what round did the contestants answer all the questions correct? So I want you guys to go ahead and answer questions 1 through 6. That is your reading today. Now, for your writing, it actually is a build on of the game show story. So look what the directions say, and I've highlighted it in 3 different colors. It says, think about each character in the story of the Will You Win game show. This is in green. Who, that's a W, who do you think will win? Who will win the game show? How did the contestants' families feel while watching them compete in the show? So how were the families feeling? Oh, interesting. So you might need to make a guess. If you don't know for sure, how do you think the families are feeling? And this is one of my favorite questions. How do the contestants feel at the end of the competition? So how are the contestants feeling at the very end of the competition? And again, if you don't know for sure, this is why it's really important. You're going to make a prediction, and a prediction is you make a guess. How do you think the contestants will feel at the end of the competition? Make your very best guess here, guys, okay? So you can see they've given you several lines to write, just a page, but make sure you answer all three of these questions. So you can even number it if that's going to be better for you. Do what makes your brain feel like you won't forget any of those questions. Okay? And the very last part is we're going to be talking and reviewing plural nouns today. So what I've done is I've actually pulled up, I'm going to see if it works, so we're going to try this today. I pulled up a brain pop about plural nouns that you can review this today. So let's give it a try, okay? I'm going to hit play and see if it goes through.
One lantern, two sleeping bags. No, Moby, we need two sleeping bags. What are plural nouns? A noun is a person, animal, place, thing, or idea. Rock, tree, and chipmunk are all nouns. Singular nouns name one thing. Moby has one backpack. Moby has two backpacks. The word backpacks names more than one thing. It's a plural noun. When do you add S to make plural nouns? You can add an S at the end of many nouns to make them plural. One bird is in a tree. Now two birds are in a tree. You can follow this rule for many words. Pan and pans. Bike and bikes. Flashlight, flashlights. But not every word follows this rule. When do you add ES to make plural nouns? To make the word bench plural, you've got to add ES. Benches. Let's see. One bush grows here, but more bushes grow over there. I see one fox, and now I see two foxes. We have one compass. Now we have two compasses. For nouns that end in CH, SH, S, X, or Z, you add ES to make them plural. I know it's a lot to remember, but when you want to spell a plural noun, try saying it out loud first. It'll help you figure it out. When a word ends in F, drop the F and add VES. One loaf becomes two loaves. Words that end in FE also follow this rule. So, a knife becomes several knives. Right, Moby. There are some nouns ending in F that don't follow that rule. Like chefs.
That's a rule breaker.
Some words that end in O need ES to make them plural. Tomato, tomatoes. Potato, potatoes. Hero, heroes. But other words ending in O only need an S to become plural.
It's another rule
Like
breaker.
kangaroos and pianos. Yeah, I wish they would all follow the same rule too. Sometimes I write out the word to see if it looks right. Zoos.
It's a great
When do
strategy.
you add IES to make plural nouns? There's a special rule for words that end in Y. If a word ends in a vowel and Y, you just add S to make it plural. There is one toy And now there are 2 toys. If a word ends in a consonant followed by a Y, you drop the Y and add IES. You follow this rule for words like berry, berries, and pony, ponies. What are some irregular plural nouns? Irregular words don't follow the rules. Irregular plural nouns are different because you can't just add an S or ES to make them plural. For example, there are some words that don't change at all when you make them plural. The plural of sheep is sheep. You don't add an S. Sometimes I have to say a plural word out loud in a sentence to listen to how it sounds. I see 1 deer at a rock. A lot of deer live in the woods. It sounds funny to say deers. Some nouns change in different ways when they become plural, like mouse, mice, or goose, geese. The plural of child is children. Man and woman are both singular nouns, but men and women are both plural nouns. A cactus is a type of plant, and you can find many cacti in the desert. Yeah, there are a lot of irregular plural nouns, but they can be fun to learn. I think we have everything on our list now, Moby. Well, what else do we need to go camping? Moby.
Awesome. So as you guys can see, there are so many ways to do plural nouns. That's why I wanted to put this video here to help your brain review. And if you forgot something, go back and rewatch that brain pop, okay? But let's go ahead and let's look at this paper together. So it says plural nouns, and they actually gave you a little cheat sheet here. So CH, SH, SS, X, ZZ, you put an ES. Y, you're going to drop the Y and add IES. And then if it has an F or an FE, you're usually going to drop the F and you're going to add VES. Now again, there are always rule breakers, okay? But for the most part, all of these should actually fit. So sky, we see there's a Y and a consonant, so it's going to drop the Y and add an IES. Flies, FL, the L is a consonant, drop the Y and add an IES. Let's try, I'm going to skip the Y. I'm going to go to this word over here, the word beach, like a beautiful, beautiful beach. BEA. And then if you look, and with the CH, we have to put an ES because of right here. I see box, there's an X, so I'm going to have to put my ES. So I want you guys to give this a try today. Do your personal best. It looks like there's 28 of these. When you finish, make sure you guys send me pictures. I want to see all the great work you guys did today. Have an awesome, awesome Tuesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.